Hey buddies, welcome to Amass Games. My name is Simon, and today I'm going to show you how to set up, play, and review the game Denk Fix, which is the German edition of the game Tell Me, the Grand Quiz game. Now, this was initially a Spears game, as it still is now, in 1953. This is the Jumbo version as well, out in 1989. And as you can see, Spear and Sons are still behind it. This is made in England, as you'll see in a moment. And this is a game which is a kind of a word game. It's a word game involving trivia, ultimately trying to guess things. You have a little spinner here which comes off to show you various letters of the alphabet. As you can see, some are missing because there's not going to be many answers which would say like an X, Y, or Z. And J, as you can see, is here. So what you're going to be doing, as you can see, as I mentioned, it says Made in England on it, which you can just see down here. And you're just going to set this up by putting this on top. And it'll be spun, and you're going to try to guess a word which starts with the letter R, as you can see. And there's various things in here which I've just taken out of this little slot here, and you're going to be going through and answering them. Now, there are various things, as you can see, these are all in German, and you can have the top answer, which is the harder one, or the easy one. Like the easier one might be a child's name, as an example. This one would be a plant, so you might say rose. Now, what I've been playing in Germany is I've been giving mainly the English answer, but sometimes the German answer too. So F came up and I said F for fennel or fenchel, which is the same thing. I'm like, wow, it's so good at this. So if I get it correct, what I do is I get to keep this and basically it's part of my points. So each card is going to give me a point. The most points wins the game. And you're going to keep going through the entire deck. I said, every time I've played it with different groups, I've always played it on the harder mode. Not that I chose to do that, just other people collectively said, let's play on the harder mode. And there are some interesting ones on here, like here you go, an easy one here is the colour. But as you'll notice, obviously there isn't always a colour beginning with, I don't know, maybe a J. Maybe there is, like the colour J, J-A-Y, I'm not sure. And actually quite a lot of these are quite easy to work out. There you go, a sort of wine. So you're going to spin this, you don't have to spin it fast. N, you can see that's an N. Can't think off the top of my head one beginning with N, but I'm sure they're Noir, Pinot Noir, maybe. Now, in terms of what I think of this game, I think I would give this a 6 out of 10. It's a good game. I enjoy playing it. But, there you go, a board game. Name a board game beginning with, let's see how quickly I can get something here. Enoria, that came up last time. So, Sophia Wagner's first game with Pegasus Spieler. Oh, Oriflamme. As an example, that's what you're going to be doing. Now, there's two downsides to this game. One is sometimes it lands kind of in the middle. And secondly, what happens is, unless you're right over the top of it, so if you're sat over here, and someone's over there, and you're over here, it can be difficult to see what on earth that letter is. So what I've been doing is on the second game onwards, I've been using an app, or in fact just go on the website and type in random letter generator, you press it, and then everyone can see on the table what it is. So here we go, a make of vehicle, or a part for a vehicle, something like that. So whilst I'm going a few more of these, just make sure you hit that like button, share as well, comment, but of course in YouTube, and also subscribe if you haven't already and check the notification. So here we go, a capital city, a musical instruments, various different things. Now, I talked about that second downside. Now, as with all of these kind of trivia games, the downside is, of course, once you know something, like I said, Noria, I knew that before, insect, beginning with, now, of course, there's lots of variety, M, I don't know, Madagascan, tree insect, I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot more common ones than that, beginning with a millipede. There we go. So what you need to be aware of is you'll start recalling things faster and faster. And if you're playing with newer players, that's going to be a downside. So I happened to play quite well at this. Both games happened to win, which did surprise me. I was playing against Germans and they did their answer because the questions were in German, but we kind of said, right, say that first, a Stadt. So, you know, a state in the United States. And sometimes they're not going to be there. P, Pennsylvania, that's fine. But of course, there isn't going to be a state, I think, beginning with J. So there's that to be aware of. You know, a religion or a sect, some of these are quite hard. An epoch or an era, sometimes that's quite hard to debate and decide what they mean by an epoch or an era. For example, the Romans, they're saying isn't one, but the Romantic period is. An English city, various words ending in ion. So some of the times it is quite interchangeable. Like I said, I do enjoy playing it. It's a nice small box, but I think 6 out of 10 is a fair thing to say. You know, city in France over there. You know, a work of literature. Various different things coming up. So there's a lot of variety. Like I said, you don't have to go through all the decks. In fact, I think they say you're removing one card as well. So you're not always going to know exactly what's going to be there. You know, a country in Africa, a dance. You know, it does make you think. And sometimes after some time, you know, a state in the United States. So again, can we think of one beginning with T? Well, you can't. Well, a state. Is it a state or a city? So it's a city. Tennessee that's a state. So let me keep going on that one. Tuscan, I think Tuscan or Tucson, something like that. Automarked. Tulsa. There you go. We've got a river, a film star. So I've got C for Charlie Chaplin, a politician or politics. President of the United States, of course, that isn't always easy. Hoover, I think he was a president, or maybe he wasn't actually. But there you go, film star. And we've got Janis Joplin, film star, something like that. Janet Jackson, maybe she's been in a film. I guess Michael Jackson's been in a film. Janet Street Porter, nope. Jack Hammond. Okay. Oh, Johnny Depp. Okay, so those are all the cards. Like I said, they are in German, but of course there are a variety of ones here. So apologies again. I'm using the hand mode here. How is it? Is it really annoying? Is it disorientating? Apologies, but that has been, well, I'll say the German name, Denk Fix. So a word beginning with D. Obviously quite an old school kind of game, but still not a bad one. If you enjoy this, by all means, please check out some other videos I'm doing over here. And let me know what you think. Check out the playlist as well. You'll see they're going to be in a family one. And I'll tell you all about the next ones in a moment. Thanks very much. Bye for now.